6 stages of falling in love with your best friend. We've all heard the saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone. But what about when you don't realize what you have until it's right in front of your eyes? This is often the case with falling in love with a best friend. The friendship stages come and go until, suddenly, something changes. You catch yourself looking at them differently, and soon enough, love begins to blossom. It can be complicated and hard to understand, so we're here to help. This video will explore the 6 stages of falling in love with your best friend. Keep watching to learn more about how this process works and how you can deal with the emotions that come along with it. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel because we upload new videos every day. Let's begin. Number 1. Hanging out together. You've known your best friend for years and you've always been close, but lately you've started to see them in a new light. You can't help but notice how cute they are and find yourself daydreaming about what it would be like to date them. You start spending more time together and it feels great. You have so much fun just hanging out together and you can talk about anything. It feels wonderful when you're starting to fall in love with your best friend. Number 2. Sharing secrets. There's nothing quite like finally confessing your feelings to your best friend and having them reciprocate. It feels like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders and you can finally breathe easily. You're both on the same page and can finally share all of those secrets you've kept bottled up for so long. This is a huge relief and opens up a whole new level of intimacy in your relationship. Number 3. Becoming inseparable. Becoming inseparable is the first stage of falling in love with your best friend. This is when you start to spend more time together and you can't imagine being without them. You want to be around them all the time, and you start to get jealous when they're not with you. You also start to get worried about what would happen if they left you. Number 4. Developing feelings. It can be exciting and terrifying when you first realize you have feelings for your best friend. On the one hand, you finally have the chance to pursue a relationship with the person you care most about in the world. But on the other hand, there's a very real possibility that things could go wrong and ruin your friendship. The key to navigating this tricky situation is communication. Talk to your best friend about how you're feeling and see if they're open to exploring a romantic relationship. If they are, great. If not, then you'll need to accept that and move on. Whatever happens, remember that your friendship is the most important thing. Don't do anything that would jeopardize that just for the sake of a relationship that may or may not work out. Number 5. Confessing your love. Perhaps you have been friends with someone for years and suddenly realize that you are falling in love with them. Maybe you have been crushing on your friend for a while, and you finally muster up the courage to tell them how you feel. Confessing your love to your best friend can be daunting, but it is also an incredibly rewarding experience. When you confess your love to your best friend, it is important to be honest and open with them. Tell them exactly how you feel and why you have fallen in love with them. Be prepared for any possible outcome, but know that if they truly are your friend, they will appreciate your honesty. The most important thing to remember when confessing your love to your best friend is to be genuine. This is not the time to try and impress them or make yourself seem like a better option than anyone else. Just be yourself and let them know that there is nobody else in the world that you would rather be with than them. Number 6. Realizing you're in love. There's no defined moment when you realize you're in love with your best friend. It's more of a gradual realization that sneaks up on you. But there are definitely some telltale signs that you're headed in that direction. For starters, you find yourself constantly thinking about them. You daydream about what it would be like to be in a relationship with them and can't imagine your life without them by your side. You also find yourself getting jealous when they're talking to you or spending time with other people because you want their attention all to yourself. You start making excuses to spend more time with them and find any excuse to touch them or be around them. And when you're finally alone together, The silence is comfortable and easy instead of awkward like it used to be. These things clearly show that you're falling in love with your best friend. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon.